Huh. Huh. Huh.
Hi, I'm Penn, and this is my partner, Teller. We're Penn and Teller, and we're not moving. This is a show about dance. A show about how ordinary movement, the kind you make every day in real life, can be turned into a dance. Anything, everything can be used to make a dance. Moving in everyday life can be haphazard, but dance is structured by people called choreographers. Choreographers design the series of movements that become a particular dance. We're going to meet a choreographer named David Parsons. He began as a gymnast and then became a dancer. He's especially interested in working with the ordinary movements that we all do in life.
So I've got a basic movement that I want to expand on, and let's try some sleep. Believe it or not, sleeping.
Sleep?
Yes. Okay. Gail, go down on the floor and let me see what you got. How do you sleep at night?
How is sleep?
What we want to do is stylize this, folks. Make this, structure it, see what comes out of it.
I grab my pillow.
Okay. So what we want to do is codify or structure this sleeping movement. So let's start on your back first. Do you sleep on your back?
Sometimes.
Do you snore?
Yes. I don't know if I can sleep.
Okay. Now, if we codify this, we want to make actual movements for make this into a movement phrase. So let's just. This is perfect.
It's comfortable.
And think of bringing your hands together here, so that when we all do it, we'll be able to know by touching your fingertips right here on your sternum, and make these very clear. These shapes. Another one, Gail. Flip. Do something on your stomach.
My stomach?
Your feet are perfect. You can do that.
Let me see. Let me bring one leg up. Okay. And then have this one. Let's mark this and watch, folks, because we're going to be doing this. Mark this one right here. So you're going to be having that on top of the hand, and let this one stretch out on the diagonal. Okay. Let's go back, and now we're going to stick it into a sequence. From here, we need one to get you over.
Give me like a fetal position. Flip the other side.
Okay. So flip to that side. Okay. Perfect. Bring this palm here. Everybody look. We're going to stick this palm here. So we just codify this. Okay? Good. Now go to the next one. And now you're going to go to 3. And now let me see 4. Okay. And now switch the head over. This can be 5. Okay. Anything else?
You could do it on the other side.
Retrograde.
Retro. Do it on the other
Do it on the
side.
other side.
Good. And reverse the whole thing. Try it once.
Okay.
Here's 1. Now this is 2, and this is 3, and this is 4, and this is 5, and this is 6, and this is 7, and this is 8. Got it? You have any more sleep movements, by the way?
Doesn't sleep. You know, sometimes you curl up more rather than, I usually sleep like this sometimes.
What if you bring this up? Now let's take this guy's sleep movement here. Try and bring this around. Yeah, we'll try and stylize it a little bit more.
Okay.
Could you grab onto anything? How about through here, down through here? That's it. Now grab this. Wait, over the head.
Looks real comfy.
Sort of like this.
Now do it slowly. Now let me see the twist. 1, 2, 3, 4.
There.
And back, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Okay, so that's what happens if we take it and try and make it into something unreal. I don't think it's going to work for this one.
I don't think it is.
I think, but thanks for trying.
Anything can be used for dance. Gene Kelly is playing in Puddles in the Rain. These dancers are pretending to be wading in the water.
See that band all dressed in white. Burning loose like a band of the Israelites.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're going to meet a different kind of choreographer named B.H. Barry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He choreographs fights for the theater, for the movies, and TV. He uses many of the same series of techniques as dance choreographers.
I teach actors how to fight. That means I show actors how to hit each other, or how to sword fight, or how to kick each other, or how to do all sorts of different things. What's the thing that you think that I use most, or you see most in a movie? Punches. A punch in the face. Yeah, it's not easy to do. So we have to be really very careful. Like, you will punch each other without hurting each other. What you're going to do is hit him in the face, Nicole, but you're not really going to hit him in the face. All right, what you're going to do is you're going to take your fist, like this, take your fist like that. Just stand there. Throw the punch. Wham, it'll look as if it hit him. You turn you around the other way. You go down there, Nicole, and you come up here. Hector, I'm going to hold on to your head. Now, if you throw your punch again, slowly, and he moves his head in the opposite direction, it's not going to work, right? So the head has to move in the same direction as the punch. Throw the punch again, wham, and his head turns. When a fist hits a face, it makes a noise. Hey, it's called a clap. One more time. Now watch this hand. You see what I did? Watch again. The hand turns. Rather than doing the clap like this, which we tell everybody you're doing it, throw your punch at me. Then you see I clap my hands together. Now watch. Throw the punch again. By making my hand slide, you can't see the hands hitting together so well. Can we try this? Yeah. Okay, everybody get a partner. Good.
Oh, good. Nice one.
Bam! Take my head, and you just bounce my head down towards the thing, but don't push too hard. It's not real. And down, and then you let go. So it goes down, and then you let go. A little bit bigger. Take my head right back, and oh! That's a good reaction. What's happening?
Yeah, when you're going down, your hand's hitting the
My
chair.
hand hits the chair. Watch. And comes up to my head. Don't do this. Don't hit your head on the chair, right? Don't do this. Bring your hand to the back of your head because it won't look as if you hit the front of your head. So as you hit the chair, you pat the chair and you bring your hand up to the place where you hit. Okay, everybody take a head, find a piece of furniture and bash somebody's head again. Good, that's it. Kneel down. Now, what I want you to do is to take your fist and you hit all the three of them at the same time. Two ways of doing this. Remember, two ways of doing it. You can do it with counts, which is what they do in dance. 1, 2, 3. What I do is you turn, you look, and then you hit. Wham, which is the same counts. Wham! Got a little bit more intention. See, got it again, harder. 1, 2, now.
1 and 2.
So now you've seen we found the basic movements we're going to use, and one of the ways we'll shape them is with a beat or a count.
7 and 8 and 2, 3.
One of the ways to make a dance interesting is to change the speed.
Good. Stop. So now we're taking it and we're speeding this movement up now. So if we take it a step further, we'll do it totally fast. Well, this will give it a kind of a shock treatment, almost a nightmare. Yeah. Okay, are you with me? Are you with me?
I'm with you, babe.
Okay. So now what you need to do is use your body to get off the floor. This is the first shape. Second shape. Let me see your second shape. And okay, start over. And you can see it. Relax. At one certain point, when you're in the air, the hips have to go forward. That's it. Okay, now you got that. Don't lose it. Good. So from there, you want to get this arm underneath you here to take some of the impact. Make sure you take it on the meat, the muscle, and here also. Okay. One time, one rehearsal of this, so you don't kill yourself. Listen, I mean, it's a dangerous thing. You got to know what you're doing. All right, from that point. The spacing is good. Can you see it? That's it. It's a good place to catch your spacing right there. Keep it clean, nice and clean. Good. Okay, good. Much better. Can we not lose that? Can we not lose that?
Yeah.
Another thing that makes dance movement different from natural movement is repetition. And what we do is take the same sleeping movements and repeat them in different ways. We started the movement with one dancer, but watch how it can be repeated with a duet, a trio, or the whole company.
And one, and one, and one.
In dance, what happens in dance is they repeat actions. Like they'll do the same movement over and over again. What we try to do in a fight is never repeat the same thing. If Hector's going to throw the punch at my face, Hector. Right there, good. And I turn round and you throw it again. And I turn round and you throw it again. You can see how it starts to be repetitious, and so it becomes more of a dance form. But if we do it like this, throw your punch, Hector, first. Good. Bam! Stop. I'm going to come this way a little bit. Next one, I'm going to get lower. Throw your punch again. Bang! And the next one, I'm going to get even lower. Now do uppercut. And then do an uppercut. Whoop! The last one. So by changing my position, by moving up and down, it looks more like a fight. You're still doing the same punch, but because I'm changing position, it looks a little better. Don't forget to clap, Irma. And. Good. Punching. Good. That's it. Open up. Yeah. Right, now, we've done all these things. We've learned how to punch, and we've learned how to do bashing the head down on the thing. What we're going to do now is put a series of the techniques together to create a story, because a fight needs to have a story. Now, what I'm going to do is invent a story for you. The Irma gang comes in, push the door open. You know how they do it? Yeah! Mean and lean. They come in. Stop. Trouble is brewing. Right? Good. Let's see what we can do here. You go over to David, Hector, and pretend like you're being lifted up in the air. Right? Whoa! He lifts you up and he moves you to the side here, and he sits down at the table. Right? Irma sits at the other table, like this. Good. Just sit down, and you two guys stand up. Whoa, that's dangerous, right? Good. Let's see. Grab his head. Just stand up very slowly, take his head, and bash it on the table. That's good from there, right? Now, he gets very angry about that. He stands up, he turns to face you, and what you do, David, is you give him a push. Just give him a, watch out your feet. There, and you go running through the door. Watch out, he's coming through that way. And he goes, wham! And David, you go up. show you how you finish that off. So your head comes towards my chest, and your head goes towards that. And then both of you react as if we've gone donk with both your heads together. Do that. Donk. There you go. One more time. And donk. Good. You make the noise by kicking the back of the trunk. Ready? And. That's good.
Since the piece is about sleep, naturally you think about it on the floor. But as a choreographer, you can do anything you want. Maybe you'd like to have the movement bouncing on the floor.
1, 2,
Or even standing up.
4. Now, if I need more from you guys, try and think of going down and look how it's like I've been asleep for hours already, and that's what I'm missing, you know? It's like you get there and it's like, okay, I'm doing a movement. But when you get there, actually caress the floor when you have the chance. You know how you take a pillow and when you come over, so it gets really like comfy. That kind of thing.
I've decided to keep the dancers in a dreamlike state. But these are not just a bunch of dancers sleeping around the stage. So we're taking sleeping, which is very real, something that everyone does every night, and making it into something that's unreal. So when I found the movements, I just started to play with them, and I made something pleasing for me.
Roll back. Slower, honey. Okay, cut, music cut, and I'd like to pull it upstage. So just everybody lie down in this position, and that's where we want to go. Okay, please don't point your feet when you do this. It's really unnatural. People do not sleep with their feet pointed. Liz does. And the next thing, and. Ready? Keep the arms the same, please. Staccato, staccato. Make that last one real staccato next time. I'll make a note.
I'm not really trying to make a story or anything with this dance about sleep. I'm interested in the groupings, the repetition, the patterns, and the way the whole thing looks.
That's nice, Di. Stay on your back. Di, we might want to do that on a diagonal. Then you can get off easier. You know what I mean? Liz, turn your face to the right. That's it. And your head. Almost, Gailey.
What are you doing, Aldo?
I'm trying to create a new dance pattern, Eddie, for my ballet. It's called Up on Your Paws.
What kind of pattern do you want to make, Aldo?
Well, I don't know. New kinds, different kinds. Something I like a lot. Something beautiful.
Okay, Aldo, let me get you guys organized. Everybody off stage. Good, Aldo, a duet.
Oh, I don't know, Eddie. I had something bigger in mind.
Okay, Aldo, watch this. Two dancers can make a pattern. Two lines are a pattern.
But I'm looking for something more grandiose. Something a dog can get his teeth into.
But Aldo, from above, the patterns look beautiful.
Wait, Eddie, wait. I'm getting it. It's beginning to work. Everybody off stage. Ready? Here we go. It's working, Eddie. It's working. Oh, now that's what I call a beautiful pattern.
I want the viewer just to look at sleeping differently, and I think they do. They realize that even the simplest movements can be dance if you take the movements and look at them in a new way. I think people will come away with thinking, well, maybe I dance in my sleep.
So I guess you've figured out by now that a dance is composed of carefully planned movements. Movements that can be repeated, done forwards or backwards, done standing or on the ground. Movements that you might find lots of people, even your friends, doing in their everyday lives. Penn, and this is my partner, Teller. We're Penn and Teller. And this show is about music. In music and in everyday life, you almost never hear just one sound at a time. What we hear is really made up of many sounds going on at the same time in layers. The sound that you hear the loudest is my voice. But my voice is just one of the layers of sound that you hear in this room. Another layer is the sizzling bacon. And Teller's chopping is another layer. And this slicer, yet another layer. Now in music, Teller, just cut it. Now, if you think of the sound around you like the layers of a sandwich, you might have one layer being the bread and the mayonnaise, the lettuce, and the bacon, and of course, our friend, the cheese. You put them all together and they taste good. What has this got to do with music? Well, music can be made up of many different layers, just like the sandwich. And that's what this show is all about, the layers of music and how they play together. When instruments play together, they aren't necessarily playing the same thing. Just like when Teller and I work together, we aren't doing the same things. With music, like with Teller and me, there is usually a partnership. Sometimes that partnership is between the melody and the accompaniment. It's called that because it keeps the melody company. To understand this partnership, you have to know something about melody. Think of melody as a series of notes arranged in steps, kind of like a skyline. There are ups and downs in a melody, just like there are ups and downs in a skyline. Now here we've taken buildings from a bunch of cities and we've put them together. What do they play? I come from a little town in New England, a town called Greenfield, Massachusetts. It's a town that's so small, all the buildings ever played was, Now let's take a different skyline. This one has buildings from New York, Chicago, and Boston. We've stuck them all together and let's see what they play. So, that's how different steps, or pitches, as we call them in music, work together to make a melody. One instrument where you can both see and hear the steps of the melody very clearly is the piano. That's the melody. And to tell you the truth, it doesn't sound bad like that. It's certainly the part of music that I think of when I think of music. But listen to what you get when you add a partner, the accompaniment. How do people play music together? Well, here's how Teller and I work together. Oh, careful. We both know our routine, and we watch and listen to each other. But what happens when you have an orchestra of over 100 people? Well, all of them can't really watch and hear each other, so they need a leader called a conductor who keeps them playing together. In this show, we're going to meet a conductor, Joanne Falletta, who is a conductor for 2 orchestras, one in Virginia and one in California. In this program, she's guest conducting the Mannes College Orchestra.
An orchestra really is like a team because we have people in the orchestra who are each doing their own special job. You have to realize that all the musicians are playing different parts. The violins have one part, the oboe have another, the percussion has a different part, and the conductor is the one who has to bring all of those people together just like a coach would.
The idea that we start
the conductor is the leader.
Nothing and then grow again. You can all help that with how you treat your
In an orchestra, you see people playing all different kinds of instruments, and then you see the conductor with this very simple instrument. It doesn't look like much. It's only a stick, although we call it baton, which is a French word. And what the baton does is it helps your arm be longer. Because remember, if you have 100 musicians looking at you, they need to be able to see you very clearly, because they're also looking at their music. The stick tells people how fast to go, so they can either go at kind of a moderate pace, or they can be going very fast, or very slow, and the stick tells them all of that. The stick also can tell them whether to play very loud when the conductor is using big gestures, or very softly if the conductor indicates that this is a time not to play loud. The stick also invites sections to come in with a gesture that helps the people playing those instruments know when is the right time to play. Good. Since classical music has many different layers, sometimes we rehearse one layer at a time.
Let's rehearse the first melody in the first violins.
Some parts of the orchestra are actually playing melodies. Those are the lines that are most important. But some other parts of the orchestra are playing accompaniment patterns. Now, those are important as well, but they're not the kind of melody that you would remember in your head.
Okay, let's go. Violas and oboes.
Let's start once again.
Violas also, we have to make sure we get die, 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 because it's rushing. Die, 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 die. Let's hear each group of 2. Once again, same people. And. Diet, 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 diet.
Rehearsals are quite serious because music is important to us. It's just like practicing any kind of activity that you enjoy. We start out and things don't sound very good. There are lots of things that are wrong. And then slowly, we can all see together how things are getting better. And that's a great deal of fun.
One layer at a time. This is how you do it. One layer at a time. There's really nothing to it. To put a song together, you add things one by one. One layer at a time. That's the way it's done. Okay, now we're gonna start by laying down the piano part. Got the piano in place, it's time to add a little bass. Now listen as the drum machine player adds the drums layer by layer. Now that we've got the rhythm we need, I can sing the vocal lead. One layer at a time, this is how you do it. One layer at a time, there's really nothing to it. To put a song together, you add things one by one. One layer at a time, that's the way it's done. Now that we've laid the melody down, we need some backup vocal sound. Layer at a time, ooh. Layer at a time, ooh. Put a song together, ooh. Layer at a time, that's the way it's done. When you do it this way, it's really nice, 'cause the same group of girls can sing twice. One layer, yeah, yeah, yeah. One layer, ooh, ooh, ooh. Together, ooh, ooh, ooh. One layer. Yeah! Now that everything's on tape, this is where the mixing starts. To make the final song take shape, we've got to balance all the parts. Piano, bass, drums, lead, backups, put a song together, more backups, and things move, string, layer at a time, bell, that's the way it's. Now that we've worked hard and long, we get to hear the final song. 1, 2, 3, 4. One layer at a time. This is how you do it. One layer at a time. There's really nothing to it. To put a song together, you add things one by one. One layer at a time. That's the way it's done. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. So the melody is the part of the music that we usually remember. And most of the time, the melody is joined by a simpler pattern of notes and rhythms called the accompaniment. But that isn't the whole story. Sometimes a melody can play together with another melody. Yup, 2 or more melodies can play together, and they can all sound equally important. This is called polyphony.
What's the matter, Aldo? What are you trying to do?
We're trying to sing the song Trees, Eddie, but we just can't seem to get it right.
Why not, Aldo?
Well, I want to be the star, Eddie, but they don't want to sing the accompaniment.
Why not, Aldo?
They want to be stars too, Eddie.
Wait a minute, Aldo, wait a minute. I've got the answer to your problems.
What, Eddie?
Polyphony.
Who's polyphony, Eddie?
It's where you sing separate melodies and each one is a main melody. You can all be stars. Here. That sounded great, didn't it, Aldo?
Yeah.
And you were still a star. You all were stars.
Yeah, Eddie, but I realize what I really want to be is a superstar.
Well, Aldo, I guess you'll have to do that all by yourself.
There's a special kind of polyphony, which is called a fugue.
That's good.
A fugue is a very interesting type of music in that the layers don't all begin at the same time. Everyone has the same melody, and you can hear that as the different layers come in. We have one layer beginning in the second violins, and then the violas, and gradually we add up to a thick texture with many layers.
Once again. Violas, you have the second entrance in the fugue. Let's take it from there. Okay, one general balance thing. When a voice comes in after you, for instance, viola's coming in after second should pull back a little bit. Okay, and then violas pull back a little bit when first violins come in. And then first back a little bit when cello and bass come in, and that can come out once again, a little bit more. Good. Let's go once again. Your high note should be short like those too, as short as possible when you're in the upper register. Rehearse, please. 1355 to make sure we all play the last note very short. We come off together. 1355. Yeah, and right there.
This stuff about polyphony and fugues and all, it may sound a bit complicated, but the idea that melodies can play with melodies and they can all sound equally important isn't news. You've all heard Frere Jacques, right?
Frere Jacques, 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 dormez-vous, dormez-vous, sonne les matines, sonne les matines, din din dawn, din din dawn.
I sat next to the Duchess at tea. It was just as I thought it would be. Her rumblings abdominal were simply phenomenal. Everyone thought it was me.
I sat next to the Duchess at tea. It was just as I thought it would be. Her rumblings abdominal were simply phenomenal.
I sat next to the Duchess at tea. Her rumblings was just as I thought it would be. Her rumblings abdominal was simply phenomenal. Everyone thought it was me.
After you've rehearsed all the different parts and you put them together, it often is very difficult to hear every single melody at once. But you know something, that's not important. You don't have to hear every layer that we rehearsed. They all blend together to create a very beautiful whole.
You get it? Music is like a sandwich. You've got your melody, which is like the meat, the key ingredient. And then you add the accompaniment. The more layers, the thicker and richer the sandwich. Bon appetit.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily,
I've been working on the railroad, on the railroad. Ooh, ah, working on the railroad. I'm working on the railroad all the livelong day.
Hi, I'm Penn, and this is my partner, Teller. We're Penn and Teller, and this is a show about music. Now, when you think of music, you think of melody. The melody is the part of the music that you remember. It's the part that you hum. This is a slide whistle. My partner, Teller, is going to play you a melody on the slide whistle. But what is a melody? Well, a melody is a sequence of musical notes, individual musical sounds that follow one after the other in a line. Hit it. Well, I guess that is a melody, but it's a pretty boring one. Yeah, in most melodies, some of the notes are higher and some are lower. Now, on the slide whistle, this is a higher note. And this is a lower note. But you have to be really good to get all the notes in between. That's why Teller and I invented the stationary slide whistle. With this Penn and Teller invention, you can use a slide whistle to play any piece of music ever written. Oh, look at this. All my favorite songs are here. Isn't it a beautiful thing? You see, we have high notes and low notes and all sorts of notes in between. Hit it. Not bad. It would sound even better if you put in some little silences. In music, these silences are called musical rests, and they are also part of the melody line. Musical rest will be played by a yam. Hey, that's better. But also, in most melodies, some of the notes are longer, and some are shorter, and some are in between. Great. So, you got it? A melody is a string of musical sounds and silences. Some of the sounds are high, and some are low, some are long, and some are short. And occasionally, there are rests in between.
It must be neat having a dad who's an inventor. Dear Timmy, throw away your key. I've invented a new way to get in. All you have to do is listen to the doorbell, write down what it sounds like on this music paper, and stick the paper in the slot. Also, there's a surprise for you inside. Love, Dad. My turn. Let me try. Neat. The surprise is in the refrigerator. Love, Dad. There's another doorbell. We have to do the same thing we did on the front. Neat. Who ever heard of a doorbell on a refrigerator? Chillin'. Not bad. But I was sort of hoping for ice cream.
We realized that our stationary slide whistle is too bulky and not versatile enough. So instead, we've developed this new system in which every one of these keys is hooked to a string which will signal one of these kids to blow into a slide whistle. Hit it! We're still working out some of the final bugs. Some people ripped off our idea, made a few little cosmetic changes, and called it a piano. Now, Alan Toussaint is making his career off our idea. You're about to meet this guy, Alan Toussaint. He's a pianist and composer from New Orleans. He's been composing melodies and songs since he was a kid. Lots of them are hits, and his songs are played everywhere.
Southern night, if you ever felt a southern night, free as a breeze, not to mention the trees, whistling tunes that you know and love so. Southern skies, just as good even when closed your eyes. I apologize to anyone who can truly say that he has found a better way. Oh, yes, now.
I wrote that about my childhood, and I kept it in the sort of peaceful vein because it felt very peaceful out there and really relaxing, and I could feel the evening breezes and all of that kind of things like out in the country. How about us putting a melody together? Melodies are based on tones that come from scales like do, re, mi. And in these tones are many melodies and many combinations. Instead of going, you can go using the same notes. Let's talk about how melodies become actual songs. Do you have wishes and dreams, like certain things you'd like to be in your life or would like to have or would like to see?
I want to be a lawyer when I grow up, but I also want to be a famous piano player because I play piano now. I really want to be a famous piano player.
Well, wonderful. You have a desire in your heart already. And you, Zoe?
I want to be a ballerina, a dancer.
Wonderful.
I want to be an actor, lawyer, or a psychiatrist, or all three.
Good. When I was a child, I had dreams, and I dreamed all the time. I was quite a dreamer, but I was busy playing the piano because I jumped on my dream and took this ride with it. Dreams are dreamed to come true. They're not given just to entertain you. Now, that's the beginning of a song. So then we begin to pick a melody for that, because it could be anything. It could be dreams are dreams to come true. Okay, let's find another melody. Dreams are dreams to come true. Would you prefer?
Second one.
That second one? Okay. How about dreams are dreams to come true? How's that?
I like the second one.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay, all of those are melodies, but we can choose the ones we like. They're not there just to entertain you. You can have your heart's desire, from a flame to a fire. I don't know about that. You can have your heart's desire, go from a spark to a fire.
Yeah, that's yeah.
You like that? Okay. You can have your heart's desire, go from a spark to a fire.
Yeah.
But you must have a dream. What do you think about that?
Perfect.
Okay, let's do it. Dreams are dreams to come true. They're not given just to entertain you. You can have your heart's desire, go from a spark to a fire. But first, you must have a dream. That was good. So let's let that rest for a moment.
Yeah.
How do you take these little patterns, these musical ideas, and build a musical line or melody? There's a musical idea. One thing composers do is they take that little pattern, that musical idea, and they repeat it. Repeating something is a pretty simple idea. But by doing this, we can give our melodies some shape or form. Oh, when the saints idea come marching in. Repetition. Repeating an idea makes it stick in your mind. Another thing composers do is they take their musical idea and they change it a little. They vary the musical pattern. So you have ideas and variation. Oh, when the saints idea come marching in. Repetition. Oh, when the saints come marching in. Variation. So you can take a pattern, you can change it a little, vary it. You can repeat it again if you want to. Let's try another melody. Pop goes the weasel. Set. All around the cobbler's bench. Idea. The monkey chased the weasel. Variation. The monkey thought it was all in fun. Idea again. Another thing you can do is take your musical pattern, vary it, repeat it, and then do something totally new and different. And now, what do you have? Pop goes the weasel.
Hi, Aldo. Up to your usual tricks?
It's my new act, Eddie. Rope twirling. What do you think?
Well, it's nice, but do you do anything else?
Anything else? What more do you want?
Well, just repeating the same patterns is boring. You have to keep the audience excited.
I suppose I can do this.
Great, Aldo, great. Now combine that with the first one.
Hey, this is fun.
Now try another variation, Aldo.
How's this, Eddie?
Now back to basics.
I think I get it. You have one basic theme, and then you add some variations.
Right. But then you build to a big finish.
Then I can do this, and this, and this. How's this, Eddie?
Now, take it home, Aldo.
Ta-da! Like this, Eddie?
Great. Don't forget to put the wash back on the line when you're done, Aldo.
What? Oh.
Idea. Variations. Repetition. New ideas.
Dreams are dreamed to come true. True is a little longer. The reason we write music on paper is one thing for our own memory many times, and most of all, so that others can play it. It's like if we had 10 musicians, we just give them all a sheet of paper with it on it, and they can read it like one would read a paper or a book. So that you can have your heart's desire go from a spark to a fire, this high note here. So this is our chorus. And for the verse, rather than to start in the same place to be redundant or to be repeating myself and becoming boring, I started here. The journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step. And I started down here so I could move upwards, so I can begin a journey. I wouldn't have wanted to stay here. Because I'm not going anywhere. It's no, you don't feel journey, you know? So I thought we'd feel a journey by starting it. Yeah, and after I've established that, then we can come back and say things like... And this sort of leads us on to where we're going. You hear that? And now it's ready. So we understand what happened with that melody. That we altered, we did another kind of melody. We made another kind of melody out of the same notes, however, to establish the verse as opposed to the chorus. So when we get to the chorus is still grand in feeling. And that's the difference in the verse and the chorus. In writing lines, sometimes I'll use things I hear people say to each other. Do you know any old sayings?
Old sayings? Well, you want to ask my grandmother?
Yes,
She's got one for
like
every
that.
occasion.
Absolutely.
Let's see what I can remember. All right. One, let's see. You never know till you go. When you go, then you know.
I like that a lot. We can use that in a song. Suppose we put them together this way. We'll start out with
Journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step. Isn't very far from here to anywhere. You never know until you go.
And
when you go, then you know that through a dream you were already there.
yes. In fact, I think in the piece, I'll sing the verse, you'll sing the chorus when it comes around.
The journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step. It isn't very far from here to anywhere, but you'll never know until you go. And when you go, then you know that through a dream you were already there.
Here's another melody played by jazz musicians Jane, Ira Bloom, and Bobby McFerrin. Listen as they improvise, play with the melody. Sometimes so much that you can't even recognize it.
Okay, I'm ready when you are. 1, 2, 3, 4. In going into the studio with a song after you've written it to record it, we rehearse over and over and over again with musicians. If you have horn players, you'll write horn parts for them. And for all of the musicians, you write on parts for them. Brian, make a note here when we get to that F9 chord. You can go to your cymbals, ring, ring, ring for a whole bar.
Oh, I see the. Okay. The
bar and a half.
All right. Okay. I got you.
Horns at the alphabet D. When you make da, 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 da. Try and get out the way just in time for the backbeat. Da, bum, bum. 1. rehearse it many, many times, and when we think we've got it, then I sing the words to it.
You can have your heart's desire, go from a spark to a fire. But first, you must have a dream. It all begins with a dream. Yes, first, you must have a dream. You must have a dream. You must have a dream.
Okay, Toussaint, pretty good. I guess we should finish ours. After you've created your melodic pattern and done your repetitions and done your variations and added new ideas and their variations, it's really good to have the whole thing build to a big climax. Keep on thinking!
Southern nights, if you ever felt a southern night, free as a breeze, not to mention the trees, whistling tunes that you know and love so. Southern skies, just as good even when closed your eyes. I apologize to anyone who can truly say that he has found a better way. Oh, yes, now. All right.
Where is that kid?
Hi, I'm Penn, and this is my partner, Teller. We are Penn and Teller, and this is not a show about jump rope. This is a show about rhythm. Rhythms are all around you. They're patterns that you can hear, feel, and see. They make the music move, and often they make you want to move. Today, we're going to be telling you a lot of stuff you already know about rhythm. And rhythm is like a motor that drives a piece of music. How do you make rhythms? Well, all sorts of ways. With your feet, with your hands, with musical instruments. One of the most familiar ways people have made rhythms is with drums. In this show, we're going to hear one of the world's greatest drummers, Max Roach. In this show, you're going to learn every single thing there is to know about rhythm.
Mary had a little lamb. Right, now, does this make you feel like moving much? No. So this melody is sort of a melody that you sit around just like this and listen to it. It's the rhythm in a song that makes you move. And you can do a lot of different rhythms to the same song, and they'll make you move in different ways.
What makes rhythms? Well, rhythms start with regularly spaced, steady pulses or beats. Now, if that's all there were to it, it'd be pretty boring. So musicians emphasize or accent some of the beats more than others. Accent, beat, beat. That's beats and accents for you. Speaking becomes rap when you give the words a regular pattern of beats and accents.
Those in love know what I'm speaking of. When in love, you do things that are strange. Look back and say, I must have been deranged. Cooking his food and washing his clothes. And if you thought that was going too far, what about giving him the keys to the car? You could be partying and having a ball, but you stop and check your messages and see if he calls. How about sitting in the house all night, waiting for the phone to ring? That ain't right. But you do it anyway, cause you love him to death. And if he was dying, you give your last breath. You gotta go through the good and the bad. Pray till the one up above's not bad. You'll do some crazy things when in love. Those in love know what I'm speaking of. Those in love know what I'm speaking of. Those in love know what I'm speaking of.
These patterns of accented and unaccented beats exist in all music all over the world. Sometimes they're easy to pick out, sometimes they're hard, but they're always there. Beats come in groups which are repeated. This gives us the feeling of a steady, rhythmic pattern. One of the simplest patterns is just like our heartbeat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, up, 2. Another really simple pattern is groups of 3. Thank you, Tony. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Up. Another simple pattern is groups of 4. Once again, Teller. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hop! Different kinds of music have different beat patterns. For example, all marches go accent, beat, accent, beat. Can you guess why? Hop! Different beat patterns make you move in different ways. This waltz is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you couldn't exactly waltz to the 1, 2, 3, 4 of this salsa. We've covered beats and accents. Is that all there is? No. Rhythm is also made up of short things and long things arranged in a pattern to fit in with the beat. For example, let's take When the Saints Go Marching In. Oh, when the saints short, 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 long, short, 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 long, 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 short, 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 long. It's the shorts and longs of the rhythm that often help you recognize the song. But remember that the accents and beats are always there, underneath. Max Roach is amazing because he doesn't just use one finger on a drum machine. He uses all 4 limbs, and each one of the limbs is playing a different rhythm.
The drum set is uniquely an American innovation. It's perhaps the only percussion instrument that I know of that you use both feet and, of course, both hands. Devin is the left foot. Sean, you're the left hand. Scheherazade, you're the right foot. And Pierre, you're the right hand. All 4 of you folks are going to imitate one of my limbs, all 4 of my limbs. All right, let's start off with the right foot. I'll go first, and then we'll show the correlation between Scheherazade and my right foot.
Listen as Max's right foot and Scheherazade are setting the beat.
That's good. We're going to hold it right there. Now, Pierre, I'm going to start my right hand, and then I want you to join me after.
The rest of the kids are imitating Max's other limbs. Each adds a layer of longs and shorts.
Now I'm going to my left hand. Sean, I'll start first. Everybody softly now. All right, Devin is going to become my left foot. Wait for me, Devin. What we're going to deal with at this moment or today are 4 distinctly American rhythms. Now, let's start with the Charleston. Charleston is perhaps one of the oldest of all these beats, and it was used mostly in dance. So you play for me the Charleston, if you please, Devin. Right. Now, this rhythm would be the precursor to rap as well, because we used to use poetry like, I went around the world to see my girl, and where was she? And then I went to the home one day, and all of a sudden we started to play. And so that was an early rhythm. Now, shuffle was one of the earliest rhythms used with what we call rhythm and blues. Sean, if you please. Some of the great rhythm and blues people like Fats Domino and folks like that. I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill, on Blueberry Hill, on Blueberry Hill. Now that was the earliest rhythms that were used in rhythm and blues. Now, also, if you've listened to rock very carefully, you will hear both of these rhythms inherent in it. Now, I'm going to play a rock beat. Here we go. Now, you play your shuffle, your shuffle against me. I want to hear the tailgate, and the tailgate is inherent, is in all the rhythms. You'll hear that. Let's go, Scheherazade, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the next beat is a swing beat, which is a beat that's predominantly used in jazz music. We're going to play this a little bit faster. And I just want Scheherazade and Pierre. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a basic jazz beat. Now, we're going to add the shuffle to this, and we'll also add the Charleston. Okay, everybody?
Each of Max's 4 limbs makes a layer of rhythm. How many layers of rhythm can 10 fingers make?
Take 4 basic.
The same rhythms that Max and the kids played on the drums can also be played by a string quartet.
You know, for example, Diane, you'll be playing the swing rhythm, you know, the ching, chick, ching, chick, ching, chick, ching. And Lisa, you'll be dealing with the shuffle, which is akin to boogie, where you know that. And Eileen, you'll be dealing with the tailgate rhythm, which is just a quarter note, you know, bang, boom, bing, boom, boom, boom. That anchors us down. And Maxine, you'll be dealing with the Charleston. That's the chick, 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 chick. That's just try to, but use your imagination and just go with it and improvise on it. And we'll use, as was suggested, the blues form. Is that all right with everybody? I'll just start it out, say, and Eileen, you'll join me, and then we'll come in, you know, we'll kind of stagger into the piece. And let's see what we can make of it, improvisationally, okay?
So you can see that rhythm is a really important part of music. It's made up of accents and beats and shorts and longs. And sometimes you can hear it and you can tap your foot to it. And sometimes it's more hidden, but you can always feel it and it's always there. So, that's rhythm for you. Keep on thinking!